Far more than when I first put this book out a year ago, people are talking about the attack on democracy. They're seeing it for what it is at different levels. That's good, but people are also really frustrated. Why don't people care more? Why aren't they voting only on this issue? And I try to cover this in the book. Some people, it will be the most important issue. It certainly is for me. But that's not true of everybody. I wish it were. And why is that? Well, some it feels a little too removed and too academic. For others, they think both sides are attacking democracy. But for many, many people, their lives are challenging. They have near-term needs they've got to deal with, and it feels secondary. And for those people, and there are many such folks, we have to do a better job of connecting how the decline of democracy is making their life far more difficult. And it is, and it will. We can make this case everywhere. It's inevitable that this is going to be the case. Why is that? Because when you see democracy erode, you see accountability for public outcomes erode for those in power. They simply don't care about public outcomes because they're guaranteed power. You also see a rise in corruption, broader corruption where private players are grabbing public goods for themselves, again, eroding public outcomes. And you also see an extremism way out of the mainstream with these communities, or with these states. And when you add these up, what you have as a direct result of the erosion of democracy are disastrously plummeting public outcomes, a real downward spiral that impacts everyday people in very specific ways. You know, one example, 4 days of school a week in Kansas, because they ran down public education so much. Broader declines in infrastructure, be it roads in Michigan, be it the energy grid collapsing in Texas so people froze to death. That comes out of a lack of democracy, a lack of accountability. Intense trickle in economics, leading to declining health outcomes, leading to raids of things like Social Security or getting rid of Social Security. Small towns struggling because of the defunding we're seeing in places like Ohio. Population loss, extremism that can't be defended, like a 10-year-old rape victim having to go to Indiana for abortion access. All these things are coming out of the attack on democracy. And so when you talk about democracy, make the connection. In fact, you don't even have to talk about democracy a lot of the time. Talk about the outcomes that are collapsing. Make the case that people's lives are being hurt by this and that you'll fight for them. That's how you make it more relevant to people.